What's going on, y'all? I want to give you my review of the Kush Audio Electra 500. This is, of course, a 500 series EQ, and it has some unique features that I find a lot of 500 series EQs don't have, which is why I purchased one. So, just a quick overview. The Electra 500 is a 4-band EQ. It has a fixed low shelf of 90 hertz, and the top band, the high band, goes to 20K, and it is a shelf. And the two mid bands has a proportional Q, and it has overlapping frequencies. To start at the very bottom of the frequency, the high pass filter goes from 25 to 400 hertz, and this is something that I find not a lot of 500 series EQ has. Is a variable high pass filter. When I'm EQing vocals, the first thing I reach for is a high pass filter most of the times. So I said this is the main reason that I bought it, just because some of the features. I like proportional Q EQs as well, like for example, the API EQs are a proportional Q. And now, a lot of EQs or 500 series EQs have a high shelf on it, but I didn't have a 500 series EQ that had a variable high shelf on it. So all of these features appeal to me, and I've really liked this EQ since I've had it. It is a clean EQ, and this is not something you want to go to for character. But after using it, the one thing that really stood out to me is the design of it. You'll see this design with API EQs, tone lux EQs that has the frequency behind the gain. So the top buttons or top knobs control the gain, and the black knobs on the inside control the frequency. I like this design because it makes it really easy to sweep for frequencies, and also makes it easy to reset the EQ when I'm done. What I'm going to do is play a session here, and we're going to take the 500 or take the Electra 500 and use some EQ on this and see what we can do. Okay, so just overall, sounding a little dark to me, and really want to add some low frequency to beef up that kick drum on this session. So I'm going to play it again, and we'll start using the Electra 500. you can see with the Electra 500, I really like how the low end, even though it's a fixed 90 hertz, you still have the low mid band to get in the low frequencies if you want to. But I really like that low shelf there. The high end really brought out the hi hats. The high mid helped bring out the snare. Overall, all of the bands I find in this EQ very useful. Probably my favorite is the high mid on vocals. Just that proportional bump at around 3K when I find it is really nice to add presence to vocals. I'll take a look at a vocal in just a second. I will say in using it, the only thing that I don't like about the Electra is, when I do find a setting that I like, I really don't know what frequency I'm at. You can see the markings on the left. They just show you the low and high range. For example, the low mid band here goes from 30 hertz to 730 hertz. If you're familiar with Kush and Gregory Scott, you'll notice that all of his gear doesn't have labels on it as far as where you are. But not a deal breaker. As far as recall, I will say that he did a good job of putting enough markings on the unit to where you can recall it. But let's take a look at the Electra 500 on a vocal now. So this is part of a vocal that I used the Electra on in a mix a few months ago, and I've got it set to the settings that I used on the vocal when I mixed it. And so I'm going to play the vocal, and I'm just going to bring the Electra in and out so you can hear what it's doing. I'm using the high-pass filter. I'm not using the low shelf. In the low mids, I'm cutting some low mids, and I'm boosting in the high mid, and I'm boosting on the high frequency at the very top band to use the shelf to open up the top end some on the vocal. So let's take a listen. I'll start with the Electra out.
Swear I'll get you back. I will try anything. This wound hurts so bad. I feel.
Okay, so let's bring in the Electra and let's bring it in and out and hear what it does to this vocal.
Swear I'll get you back. I will try anything. This wound hurts so bad. I feel. Swear I'll get you back. I will try anything. This wound hurts so bad. I feel.
So that's a quick example of the Kush Audio Electra 500, just kind of across a whole mix and on a vocal. I really also like this on kick drum because of the overlapping frequencies, if I didn't already say that. The one thing also to notice, the high mid band goes from 250 hertz up to 5.4K. It's covering a really wide range of frequency there. Also another unique feature that not a lot of EQs do. But there you go. There's my review of the Kush Audio Electra 500. Also, one thing I say, this EQ retails at $549, which is pretty affordable for a 500 series EQ. All right, I'll catch y'all next time.